was a good day today. Nice and relaxing. The kids are mostly in school. Only one was home, but the one that was home was playing games most of the day, so left me alone, and he wanted to be left alone, so that was nice. And the husband, who is the sweetest, kindest soul in the world, um, he he drove all the way to the mall for me because I wanted some Cinnabon. You see? Doesn't look like much now because I ate some of it, but it's so good. Just kind of hits the spot, you know. I haven't had Cinnabon in a few months now, so it's good to have every once in a while, right? It's all about balance, am I right? Now that I've had my sugar for the day, or maybe the month, because you know it's not something you should have all the time, but now it's time to get back into it. Today I'm working on day 27, which is horse. And I'm following the prompts from Jess Carp on YouTube. If you want to check out the hashtag on Instagram, it's JessCarp21, and you can see all the different artworks that people are posting based on her prompts. And she chose horse today. Now, when it comes to horses, I have very limited exposure and experience to horses. I live in a city, not out in the country at all. I do see horses around, you know, when I go driving out to the countryside. I've ridden a horse a couple of times in my life. It was one of those things when you're a little girl and you're like, oh, I want a pony, I want to ride a horse. And you think it's this great, magical, wonderful thing. And for most people it is. But for me, the first time I rode a horse, I was so scared of the horse because I guess because I was a little larger, they had to put me on a larger horse. Not like they could put you on a small horse just because you're scared. They have to kind of balance out the weight. I was put on a pretty large horse, I felt, for my size when I was a little kid, and it was fun when I kind of tried to forget about how scared I was. I forgot his name, but he was this white horse with black spots. It was on Kauai, on the island of Kauai, right before Hurricane Iniki hit, so that's why I remember it so well. And when we left the ranch, we got like the little horseshoe with his name on it, and I think his name was either Stormy or something like that, but I still have the horseshoe somewhere. And then my next experience with horses was when my best friend came back from the mainland and we went to Kualoa Ranch to try and ride some horses, because it was one of those things, again, we're like, we've never done that, and no, we're adults, let's go ride a horse. And so we both went, and I was all excited because I thought, oh my god, this would be so fun. And then when I got my horse, he was humongous. I was terrified. I thought he was going to buck me the whole time. I mean, my friend was totally chill. She was just like, what are you scared of? Cut it out. But for me, I was, for some reason, terrified, and I couldn't wait for the ride to be over. And it was up to the point when before I saw my horse, I was so excited. Like, let's go, this will be fun. And once you get on top of that horse, it's really tall. You know, you don't realize how tall they are. But he was a beautiful horse. He was like a brown horse with black feet and black hair. I'm not too versed on horse breeds or anything, but it was fun but scary at the same time. So with my limited experience with horses, I've never really looked at one to draw one. So when I was researching online, I was looking for a horse, wanted a different perspective from just a profile perspective. I wanted something a little bit more dynamic. At the same time, I don't know horses enough to kind of just make up my own dynamic pose, so I had to look for something. And I found this image online, and it was of a horse with a rider on it. But I didn't want to make this overly complicated by drawing the rider and everything, so I just deleted the rider and just drew the horse. And I decided for the background to copy what I saw in the reference picture, which was mainly just a dirt background. It was kind of like a view looking down at the horse and the rider, and so all you saw was dirt and little, you know, hoof prints all over the place in the dirt. I decided to do a acrylic wash in the back. And so I used a light brown wash, and then I started just adding a little bit darker brown to make the other shades of the brown background. And then at first I was going to paint the horse white after, you know, oh, his name was Whitey, I think. That's right. The horse's name was Whitey, the first one I ever rode. And so that's why I left him white. As I started painting the horse, and I thought, well, I'll use the grays as shadows. And then I started looking at him like, oh, I kind of like the gray. Made the horse gray. And I was painting him in, a lot of the lines, the gesture lines that I had in the drawing started to disappear, and it wasn't as nice as the drawing I had originally put in. It's just practice. So I'm like, okay, well, it's too late. I already started painting it. And so I noticed some of the lines, of course, were getting blurry. So I had to readjust and really repaint some of those areas. As for the background, again, not just the dirt, but when the reference picture had a lot of dust clouds billowing underneath his feet, because it's obviously a dusty ground that, you know, he's dancing or jumping around in. I went in with white, and since I was using gouache for paint this time instead of poster color like I was doing before, even the horse, I used gouache on him because I had bought a set and I figured, let's just try it. The white came in pretty nice. Like it gave enough brightness to look like a dust cloud, but still translucent enough where it wasn't so bright that it covered up the background. So it turned out okay. As I was doing the dust clouds, it kind of looked more like clouds rather than dust clouds, but that's okay. It kind of gives it like a whimsical look maybe. And the horse came in pretty good. I'm semi-happy with it. He looks realistic enough so you know he's a horse, but I feel like I have a lot more practice to go as far as, you know, cleaning up my technique using gouache or paint in general, and also perspective, obviously, because if you don't have a good sketch, then the painting is, or the end result is not going to be that good. So I do have to work on getting that sketch down a lot better. So when I do the painting, then it'll be a lot clearer for me to understand what I'm seeing and to build it from there. Well, I hope you liked my speed painting of Inktober or Inktober 2021. And if you didn't notice, I changed my channel name. I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it to this new name, but I figured, well, let's see how I feel after about a month. Well, I specifically made this channel for myself to document my rediscovery of art because it's been so long since I actually have done it, and I'm so far enjoying it, and I hope you are as well. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, my username is mws.draw. I may change it to Mara WS Art if it'll let me. It says I can't change it to, I guess, change it very often. So we'll see in about a month if I can change it to Mara WS Art, like my YouTube channel name. But for now, it's MWS Draw if you want to follow me there. And thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe down below and hit the notification bell. I'm trying to upload at least once a week, if not twice a week. We'll see how it goes. As always, just keep drawing. Bye.